the Mahoning Valley Daily Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of the Mahoning Valley Daily Podcast. My name is Ron Cabuno. I am your host. Today is the 28th of October. It is a Thursday. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's just going to be a short little show today, but we definitely have a nice interview coming up tomorrow with Luke Schuster of the MLO Bros. We're going to talk to him about his podcast, about his company, and also about all the little news dealings that he and his brother have found himself in the middle of right before this upcoming election season. So look forward to that tomorrow. And of course, if you haven't listened to Monday's show with Chris Stanley, we were talking about critical race theory, and it is one of the hot button issues in the nation today. Matter of fact, critical race theory, as well as the masking of our children in schools, has been the impetus for a lot of violence and threats of violence at school boards around the country. And so what you saw on Wednesday was a really unfortunate event. It was our Attorney General, Merrick at the Hill, taking questions from Congress on why he decided to put in a memo saying that the FBI was willing to help protect school boards around the country from this increasing threat of violence. So in instances where Texas, parents are ripping the mask off of a teacher's face, and in Arizona, where 3 men were charged with threatening a principal with zip ties for sending a student home who had contact with a COVID patient, are now the regular, there needs to be some sort of coordinated attempt from law enforcement to get to the root cause of where the misinformation is coming from and why these parents feel they are able to act on it in a public forum. Needless to say, this goes right to the heart of the question on free speech and what your First Amendment rights are. I think that probably dovetails into micromanaging every student's experience at school. Some blanket policies just have to be enacted and have to be lived with, even if you don't like it. And furthermore, if people are disseminating the information on where people live who are in those school boards and they're doing it for nefarious means, then hopefully law enforcement will get to the bottom of that and not let anything bad happen to those people. I think that's all they were trying to do there. But no, you've got Senator Tom Cotton from Arkansas saying that he's glad that Merrick Garland never made it to the Supreme Court because of this type of judgment. I don't know what his thinking is. He just wants to give local officials the best tools they have to protect themselves and the families of the kids that are in their districts. Anyways, the beat goes on. Today is National Chocolate Day, so I don't know when you're going to hear this, but if you don't hear it on exactly National Chocolate Day, just pretend it is. Go and get yourself Take 5 or some other amazing treat. Big fan of chocolate-covered pretzels. Those are my jam. And, well, all right, anything from Giannis. They do chocolate-covered Oreos. They do. I'm going to go get some right now. Also, happy birthday to one Bill Gates. What's that? Didn't send him a card this year? That's okay. He's just going to activate the microchip in your brain and make you send him one. And finally today, I wanted to leave you with news of Tucker Carlson continuing to be the worst person in America. I just saw a new video that he put out recently, essentially saying that January 6th was a false flag and that the liberals and the left, in coordination with the federal government, are trying to take out you, true patriots, true believers of the Trump way of life. Essentially, just trying one more way to foment civil war, using nothing but lies to rile up people that he actually despises in real life, all for ratings, all while this country is precariously perched at the brink of who knows what. I can't think of a more irresponsible person in this country today than Tucker Carlson. It's essentially Fox's attempt to outright the newest crazy news members on the block like Newsmax and OAN, and they're doing a good job of it, because they have the personalities that the nation loves and the viewership that everyone, well, covets. And what are they doing with it? They're skewing news and warped opinion in one fatal mix once again. This was just a small video, and it is actually for a series that starts on November 1st, so we'll have a little bit of time to dive into what kind of poison he's putting in the national discourse once the full series is unveiled. Just figured I'd give you a heads up. That's all for now. We'll see you tomorrow with another episode of the Mahoning Valley Daily Podcast.